just tearing me up. And it was this character. I mean, if you'd ever seen him in the studio, Don was more real, and Bruno was this inner character that would just kick your butt if you messed up. But I got to tell you a few other things I learned at KRIZ, and maybe that's why I've tried to do good in my life. So just listen to my sample of what happened to shape my career. I was given the task of renting a U-Haul, driving to the Phoenix airport and picking up not the band, but the instruments for the Grassroots. Thinking I was with KRIZ and every cop in the city would respect that, I parked in a fire zone. 2 hours after the show was supposed to start, we got the truck out of the impound lot with all their equipment on board. So I learned that KRIZ didn't mean crap. I wanted to learn from people how to be successful, and Doug Sutherland was the morning guy that I wanted his show, but he was really weird. He was the general manager, and he appeared to be very rich, even though he was a little strange. So Mr. Sutherland said, "Steve, I want you to go to the airport, and I want you to pick up Barry Fay."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that just scared the hell out of a bunch of you, didn't it? Fay Line Productions. He said, "Whatever you do," he said, "go to the airport, be on time, pick him up, and make sure that you show respect." I went, "Okay, I will." I had a 1953 Chevy with holes in every part of the car. And I said, "You want me to take my car?" He said, "No, I have a new Dodge Dart convertible." Some of you may remember that. So in respect, I offered to drive his car. I get there, and Mr. Fay, and he's still in Colorado. He's there. Yeah, he's not dead yet, damn it. Anyway, Mr. Fay comes out, and he waves at me, and he gets in the car, and he goes, "Man, it's hot. How hot is it?" I said, 110, something like that. He said, "Well, why don't you put the top up?" I said, "I don't ever get to drive a convertible." He said, "Well, at least turn on the air conditioning." I said, "It don't have it." He said, "Wait a minute, is this your car?" I said, "No, this is Doug Sutherland's. It has none of these options." And as he profusely was sweating his way back to KRIZ, he walked into Doug's office and he said, "I demand you fire that kid." He didn't. Morton Downey Sr., Doc Downey, how many of you ever worked with him? You've heard of his kid. He gave me one of the best tasks ever. He'd go on the air and he'd holler, "Steve, come in here." "What?" "Here's $5. Go to the Chinese market or the liquor store and get me some wine. Get me some," what was his drink? It was whiskey. So I said, "There's already some under there. It's on the left." He said, "That's Joe Lights. Don't mess with it." So his went under that side. So I learned that it was okay to have a drink on the air, and I did that. Last but not least, and I told this story at Steve and Janie's platter party, Joe Light. He was unbelievable. The guy bought a brand new, I mean, I wrecked a lot of the DJ's cars. I'm surprised they ever looked at it. He's getting off the air one day and he goes, "Hey," he said, "I need a driver." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah." He said, I'm going on a date, but I don't want to go anywhere," because he had a friend at home. And so he took, is she Debbie Del Porto here? Didn't even remember that name. Little blonde request girl. Well, the thing I noticed about Joe and Debbie is she was the request girl. I'll bet Ollie remembers her.
Yeah.
She was the little request girl that every time the most requested song came up, it was "My Boy Lollipop." And she would, you know what story I'm telling. Every time that story came in, she'd go in, lock the door, they'd put something up against it, and she wouldn't come out till the song was over. So Joe's having me drive him around, and we're on beautiful Buckeye Road, going back and forth. We went to the rodeo drive-in and got some popcorn. And I'm driving down there, and I am so damn cool because I'm driving a convertible, and here's Joe Light in the back making out with this girl. And the most requested song of the hour, "My Boy Lollipop." And all I know is it came on, he yelled, "Turn it up and don't look back in the back." I didn't see Debbie Delporto's face till the song was over. Thanks for the education. You've helped me through 37 years.